Hey everyone! So it is finally time to talk a little bit about cloth pads and answer the questions that some of you asked me. So firstly, I wanted to sort of just talk a little bit about them. Basically, I made a heap of postpartum pads for when I was going to have Edith, after Edith. So I made those using some big bamboo nappy inserts, and I used them during that sort of first kind of few weeks of bleeding after having her. And then I started using Hannahpads, and I'd also made some reusable pads that I've had for a little while, but because I fell pregnant with Edith, I didn't actually end up using them. So I started having my period, I think I was 4 months postpartum maybe, and that was when I got to start using my reusable pads. And I was so excited about it. So I ordered my Hannahpads from Flora and Fauna because they have Afterpay, because you see, cloth pads can cost a bit of money up front. In the long run, obviously they're really affordable, but in the short term you kind of look at it and go, oh my god, that is a lot of money for a few pads. But yeah, you're saving it in the long run and they last a long time. And if you think about how much one pack of pads is from the supermarket and how often you need those, that is a lot, and that is a lot of money. So you're saving money. Yeah, you get what I mean. So the first time I used them, I was really nervous. One, because I hadn't really had that much period experience, because I had 9 months of nothing, a few weeks of something, and then another 4 months of absolutely nothing again. So so I was really nervous about giving it a go, and especially cloth pads, because I was not used to it anymore. But it turned out to be so easy. So for a while there, I was just using them when I was at home because I was too scared to wear them out. But then I started wearing them out, and to be honest with you, they're more comfortable than normal pads. They're more absorbent than normal pads, and they also look cute, which is kind of like a bonus, I guess. So overall, they were absolutely awesome, and I had nothing to be afraid about. But of course, I let my anxiety get the better of me, so I was using Pads, which donate their money from each box of pads sold to women's charities and things. They are really good. They also try and use as little chemicals as possible, and I think that most of it is biodegradable. I'm not 100% sure though, so I would do your own research there. But they were really good, more so because they're donating money to a charity that I care about. So yeah, personally I've found that they are really comfortable, and I'm not sure about many of you, but after having Edith, I started getting rashes. I don't know why, but I did, and so the change to cloth pads has made a dramatic difference there, and I don't get them at all. I also used to hate that kind of synthetic smell that pads had, if that makes sense. I don't know, like, it's just like the Libra ones, they've got like this kind of lemony smell to them to make you smell nice. I don't know, but the thought of that is just disgusting to me. So cloth pads don't have any fragrances, which is amazing. But anyway, I will get to the questions now, just so that I don't have a 20-minute long video on cloth pads. Okay, so the first question is, apart from being better for the planet, what are the benefits of cloth pads for you? In brackets, no irritations, etc. So yeah, they're really good for the planet, for obvious reasons. But yeah, it's true. I have had even less irritation. I find that they are more comfortable, and I feel like since using cloth pads, I've actually suffered from less pain from periods as well, which is really weird to think that something like this could have such an impact, but then it kind of makes sense because normal pads are made with bleaches and chlorines and chemicals, and if you're putting chemicals in your lady bits, which are like one of the most sensitive bits of your whole body, it kind of makes sense that it would impact your whole body. So since having cloth pads, I've actually suffered from no cramps whatsoever. Okay, the next one is, do they smell? Well, just like any kind of pad, I feel like if you don't change them, they would start to smell, but I actually find that they smell less than your normal disposable pads. I feel like that's probably more because a lot of disposable pads have like smelly fragrances to them, which makes it smell worse. But no, they do not smell. You wouldn't even know that they're there really. How do you wash them? I use a little bit of sodium carbonate, probably not pronouncing it right, anyway, and I put it in a tub of water, just cold water, because you don't want to ruin the waterproof layering in the pads. And as soon as I'm done with it, I just put the pads in there so that they can kind of soak and do their own thing, and then I will add them to our cloth nappy loads of washing, or if I'm desperate, I of course will just wash them on their own. You have to wash them on a cold wash because of the waterproof layer, so that's really, really important. If they're in with the cloth nappies, their wash goes for about 2 hours. If they are on their own, it goes for about half an hour. I just add it to the normal washing really, and I've never had any issues. They smell completely fine once they are done, and then I just line dry them or dry them by the fire when it is too cold outside for them to dry. Alright, the next one is, have you tried menstrual cups and what's your personal opinion on them? I have not tried menstrual cups. I've never been a tampon person. The thought of it has scared the absolute shit out of me. So I've only ever been a cloth pad person. I have been really interested to try a menstrual cup, as well as like the diaphragm thing, the female condom thing. I'd be interested to try that too, but then I have to kind of conquer my fear of like things going up there, I guess, that I don't really want up there. So no, I've never tried those. I feel like they are a really, really good thing for the environment too, but I prefer cloth pads more for my own personal feelings than any other reasons. There are a lot of really good videos on menstrual cups though out there that I would highly recommend. I'll put a couple in the description below if you are interested in finding out about menstrual cups. Have you made your own cloth pads? Where did you buy yours? Okay, so some of my cloth pads are handmade. I've made a few with waterproof layering, which were the postpartum pads, and then I've also made some other ones which at the time I didn't even think about putting a waterproof layer. However, I've never found them to leak through anyway, just because I put in a few layers of toweling and a few layers of flannel there. So these are my homemade ones. It's really fun to make your own because you can get whatever material you want, but it also takes a lot of time and there is a lot of effort put into them. And I made these back when I was a noob sewer, so they're pretty crap looking compared to these ones, which are the store-bought ones. Where did I buy them from? Where did you buy yours? Okay, so I get mine from Flora and Fauna. However, there are plenty of options out there. Like I said earlier in the video, the main reason I get them from Flora and Fauna is because, one, they are my favourite zero waste, vegan friendly, cruelty free store on the planet, but also because they have Afterpay, which, yeah, is really, really important in this day and age when an upfront cost kind of is big. I'll put a link to Flora and Fauna in the description box below for you to check out. Like I've said, they are my favourite store ever. Are they more absorbent than normal pads? I feel like they really, really are. I don't know about a lot of people, but I used to have to change it all the time. I would have issues with leaking. It was not fun, but since using cloth pads, I've not had any of those issues. So I feel like they are a lot more absorbent. The best part is too, with the cloth pads, they have different absorbency levels. So you can get liners, you can get light flow, heavy flow, super duper heavy flow, postpartum pads. You can get a huge range, much like normal disposable pads as well. So basically, I guess you've got to just find out what works for you. For me, I have a few of the light ones, and I have a few of the sort of normal flow, and then I do have a few nighttime ones as well, which are my favorite. I sometimes wear them down the street if I'm really having a heavy day, just because I panic, but they work fine. And I've never had leaking at nighttime either, so I don't know, I just worry about having a leak through in my clothes. So I usually wear my bigger ones out in public as well, which by the way, you do not notice them when I'm wearing them, which is a bonus as well. How much did they cost? Okay, so because I already had some that I had handmade using secondhand materials and towels and things, I think we spent $150 on your standard pack, which comes with a heap of panty liners, light flow, normal flow, and then a few nighttime ones, which have been enough for me because I am washing them. I wouldn't mind having some more though, just as a backup, because you don't know how heavy it's going to be some days. So I am planning on investing in some more, just so that I always have enough on hand, because it sucked to run out and then have to use disposable pads. So yeah, we spent about $150 on the pads, but it is well and truly worth it. There are cheaper brands out there. I chose to get Hannahpads because they had a really good reputation and because they were available on the stores that I liked, but there are a lot more cheaper options too. However, I have not tried them. I have only tried the Hannahpads and then my homemade ones. So I think they're a really, really good investment for anyone who, well, menstruates, but who also wants to have more of a positive impact on the planet, because they are absolutely awesome. Anyway, I hope that you have got something out of this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will